Afternoon everybody. How are we doing? Are we doing well? I've been having a little sort out in the greenhouse and my cupboards with my cell trays and my pots and that. And they're starting to get a little bit old. I think I might still get one more season out of these. But I think after that they're not going to be any good. I'm not going to replace these. I'm going to recycle these the environmentally friendly way. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to start recycling some of the stuff that I use in the house, instead of just putting it into the council collection bins. So I'm going to show you a few ideas that I've got, some of which you already know, one of which has got a bit of a twist. But yeah, let's have a little look. Now these are going to get replaced with a few different types of things. The first one is going to be egg cartons. Now these are ideal for sowing seeds, especially ones that you don't need to transplant, you just put straight out. All I've done here, I've just cut the tops off, like so, fill it with compost, put your seeds into each cell, and then when they're big enough to put into either a big pot or straight in the ground, just cut them up. Now these will decompose, they'll rot down into the ground. Saves all space in my greenhouse and my cupboard as well, so that's a great idea for them. Now also my seed trays, they're getting a bit old as well. Now at this time of year there's not a lot of fruit growing on the trees and the bushes, so we tend to buy a lot. So an ideal seed tray are some of these punnets. Now not all of them are ideal, because some of them are just a complete enclosed pot. But these ones, I think we had some blueberries. I think blueberries in this one. Ready-made drainage holes, which are ideal. And they come in different sizes, for different types of seeds. So yeah, that solves the problem of buying more plastic. Reuse these. Probably another couple of quid saved. Now along with the trays, another thing, you may have seen this legendary idea on the internet, is the milk bottles. Now unlike the olden days when we used to have the glass bottles, and I always remember my mum washing them and putting them out for the milkman in the morning, we can recycle these, and these are great for children. Little handles, they can carry them around, and they're great for things like cress, quick growing salad leaves, things like that, because children tend to be very impatient. When they put the seeds in, they expect them to grow there and then. But this is ideal, and the little added bonus is they can put stickers on it, they can draw on it with permanent marker pen or the whiteboard pens. So yeah, another little money saving thing, which also saves on trays again. And these can line up nicely on a shelf. They come in different sizes, obviously for different amounts of seeds you want to sow. Another little good tip. Now I've been reading in magazines and seeing on the internet that a lot of people recycle 2 litre pop bottles, Coke, lemonade, whatever sort of soft drinks they have in their bottles. and they grow carrots in them. Now I'm going to give this a go, and I did do, let me show you. Now I did cut the bottles down, as they do suggest, but I did have a problem of how to support them. Once they're full of dirt, and the carrots are all in and sowed, and the carrots get bigger, the bottles don't seem to sit on a shelf very well. So I had some old wood laying around, some offcuts from the allotment. So I made this little contraption. I don't know if you can see that there. What do you think? A couple of old lumps of wood screwed together. A little bit of board on the bottom for support, for when they get a bit bigger so they don't tip over. And what I've done, I've cut drainage holes, or drilled drainage holes in the bottom, in the bit that sits on the ground, and in the little crack in there, and I've screwed it to the wood, so they are not going to be going anywhere. I've already done one in the middle there. I filled it with the compost. I put, I think it was 3 carrot seeds in the middle. I'll pick out the weakest one and let that grow on, and see if I can get a carrot to fill that. We also cut the lids off, which make, if I can get that in there. Need a few more fingers. Which is ideal. If you don't want to take it off, water from the top. And a little lid to keep the moisture in. But the main idea was how to keep them stable. So, like I say, we just screwed them to these. I might move this over a little bit and put another row there. I'll have a little think. I might do. I may just make another one of them. I'll see what wood I've got laying around. Now I don't know if you can see from that angle, the peas that we put in a couple of weeks ago, they're all starting to come through nicely. A couple of little patches there that haven't started, or a couple of little starting to poke their head through. But yeah, peas are coming on nice. Now, apart from the good old toilet rolls, which are very good for long rooting beans, peas, sweet peas and such like, margarine pots, ideal tubs for sowing seeds. They do need to have the drainage holes put in the bottom for obvious reasons. So that's another good thing, which will replace the trays as they wear out. And we always have loads of them, and all we tend to do is just throw them away. But then I thought, well, that's only part of it. What do I do with the lid? Plant labels. Now, they are a little bit, we've cut this one up. It is a little bit flimsy, must admit. So we just cut them into strips. And then just pop them in there, that'll be fine. Now, if you've got a little bit more spare time on your hands, you can put the little points on them. Like so. But that's if you're completely bored. Now, the only thing I couldn't find a use for, if I can find that in there, is the rim. The little bit that sits on the edge. It's the only bit I can't think of a use for. If you've got any ideas, pop them in the comments below. I'll be interested to know, because obviously the more I can use, the better. And if I can use this will make this pot 100% recyclable. Tea time. Question: what do you do with your tea bags once you've made your cup of tea? I bet you all put them, oh excuse me, straight in the compost bin. Well, what I'm going to show you next is a bit of a controversial subject. It's sowing seeds in tea bags. Now, some say you can, some say you can't. Some say there's no nutrients in the tea bags. Other people swear by them. They do them all the time. So I'm going to give them a go, because I drink so much tea. We have literally hundreds of tea bags. So I've made a little start. Now, after the tea bags have been used, I dry them out, leave them for a few days. Now, when I rehydrate them, I just put them into a tray of water, like so. Just leave them, let them soak up the water. Now, this is a bit of a messy little job, but take them out, and all I'm going to do is squeeze the excess off, like so. Give them a little shake, like you do the packet of seeds, and just cut the top off, like so. I've always seen them do them the long ways as opposed to the other way. And then we just open them up, put them on a little tray. Now, I don't cut them right down to the soil. I leave a little collar of the bag on the top. Pop them in like that. I put some paper, some kitchen roll, should I say, in the bottom of a metal baking tray, one of these aluminium ones. And I did read that if you put that on a shelf in a greenhouse, when the sun comes out, that obviously metal is a heat conductor, it keeps it warm. And if you keep the tissue moist, it'll obviously water the bags, which is ideal for sowing seeds. Obviously not big seeds, because they're not big tea bags, but once the seeds germinate, you can move that into another pot without disturbing the roots. The bag will decompose, because these are the bags that don't contain plastic. So yeah, we've filled the tray up, sow your seeds, another one done. So that's just a few ideas of how you can utilise stuff in the house after you've used it once. If you've got any ideas or things that you use a second time round, let us know in the comments below, because if I use them, then I might try them as well. So I'm going to carry on with this. I'm going to get this done, and I'll catch up with you very soon. Now, we all like a bit of a mixed salad, especially in this heat. So what I'm going to do, I've got some lettuces. We've got 3 varieties here: Webb's Wonder, Lola Rossa and all year round. Now, normally you put them in the ground, let them grow to big lettuces. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and put them in here, put them outside the kitchen window, and use them as just cut lettuce leaves. So we pick a few leaves off here and there, put them in the bowl with some onions, radishes. So yeah, we're going to put these into here, pop them up. We're not going to let them go to maturity. We just want to pick the small leaves. Now, we've got the 2 greens and we've got this lovely Lola Rossa. So we're going to mix these up. Now these have been soaking, so I'm not sure if they're going to come out very easily. That's not too bad. Pick up the dead bit. So we're just going to pop them in like so. Wiggle that out of there. Roots are quite good. We'll let these grow on for another couple of weeks. So I think what we'll do, we'll have a couple of them. They are still very small. That's it. We'll have one of these. That one looks quite nice. I think we'll have that one. Out there. That can go in there. Nip that little bit out. Now you can plant these quite close together because we're not after the full-size lettuce. We're just after leaves. Now, with a bit of luck, 2, 3, maybe even 4 weeks, this will be an abundance of lettuce leaves. With a bit of luck. That's it. Another one in there, one there, and I think what I'm going to do I'm just going to put another couple of them in there just to beef it up a little bit. And make it look nice and pretty. Okay. One is there. Now the other ones I've got here, I'll leave in the trays and they will go into the garden for full-size lettuces. Never forget to put the labels back in. And there you go. That'll sit up the end at the back of the house. A few weeks time we'll be able to start picking lettuce leaves. Now along with the salad leaves that I did yesterday, we're going to put some radishes in. Now I've had a good crop from the radishes apart from one. Then we pull this up. Now, that's what happens if you leave them in too long. That's meant to be a cherry bell, which evidently is not a cherry radish. started to go to seed on the top. Straight in the compost bin. So we're going to put some radishes in between the onions and the basil. Now the radishes, they're quick growing, so they'll be up before these are up. Now the two varieties I'm putting in here, we can have some French breakfast 3, and we're going to try this one, which is called flamboyant 3, which on the packet looks like a French breakfast one, but it says on the packet crisp cylindrical roots with a pungent flavour. So we'll give these a go. So all I'm going to do, get in there, the garden slippers, excuse the garden slippers. I'm going to make a long drill, get rid of that little weed. Down the bottom. Like so. The French breakfast first. Little label. And then the flamboyant are going to go in the second half. I'm going to be putting some radish in pots. So I'm not going to do big rows here. I'm going to sow them very, very thinly. And to be fair, I'll have to because I haven't got many seeds left in here. Then just cover them over. Just give them a little pat down, not too hard. And that's them ones in. Now I've put a little marker in there for the flamboyant, which is going down there. Nice new packet. This time I'm going to rip the top off instead of opening up the bottom like I normally do. Look at that. And we'll just stick a few in there. Now I'll keep my eye on these. Might have to thin them out as they get a bit bigger. I don't normally thin radishes out because I find they get too big. Little weeds in there. Shot of them. And I put a marker on the end so I know where the row ends. So that's them in. I'll just give them a little water. And hopefully within the next 7 days we'll see some life. Now the ones we're going to do in pots are shallow rooted, which means you don't need big pots. That's about the smallest I could find down the back of the greenhouse. So in these we're going to put some more cherry bell, and a few more sparkler 3. We've had a nice good soak, so it should be okay. It's starting to get a little bit breezy, so I'll put that under my foot in case it blows away. Don't really want radishes growing up all over the grass. Although it might be something new. Going to top it off with a little bit of compost, like so. Label in, and the same with the next one, which is the cherry one. Airplane's going, oh no, helicopters are out. Not sure if that's the local ambulance. No, it's not the local ambulance one. Probably there's someone, a private helicopter going out for a little evening flight. Right. Cherry bell done. Another little water in. Let that soak in, and up on the patio they go. Now, apart from all the bits I've shown you, you can have beetroot in there, you can have anything in a salad bowl, to be quite honest. Whatever takes your fancy. But you can't have a salad bowl without spring onions. Now, there's quite a few different varieties of spring onions out there, but we're going to do one variety, which is a basic variety, but from 2 different suppliers. Now, the first one, White Lisbon, Thompson and Morgan, good, reliable variety, which we're going to put in there. Now, over there, we're going to put the same White Lisbon, but it comes in one of the multi-packets. Now, I don't know if you've ever seen these. You normally get them in the pound shop, the cheap shops, and that damn helicopter's coming back again. I'm sure he does it just to ruin my video. Okay, he's gone now. A little bit of pace and quiet. As I was saying, these are the ones that you get in the multi-pack. You normally get 6-8 packets for £1 of different things. Cabbages, carrots, onions. So we're going to try these. I don't know if they're any good, but we're going to put these in next to these ones, and see what I get. I've also run out of labels as well, so for now I've had to do some makeshift labels, which are the big labels that are normally I have in the pots up at the allotment. Anyway, So we're going to get the white Lisbon from Thompson and Margarine first. Now I've put this down on a bit of paper so I know which ones I've got. So in here, a little bit overboard I know, but right, number 2. It's the white Lisbon. Got that wrong. Stick that one in there, that's it. And that one in there. An old Charlotte one. This goes to show how old this label is. Felton First P. 18th of March 2005. And it's still going. Plastic. If you look after them, they last you a very long time. So we'll stick that in there. They're definitely not Charlotte, despite what it says on there. So we'll open that up over the top of there. I did. Ah, there it is. So these ones I got free with a magazine. You don't actually get a lot in the packet, but they're still free seeds. So I'm going to sow these quite densely because I don't want big thick onions. And I'll just pick them out as they get big enough for the salad bowl. Now in the other bit over there, we're going to put, let's get the top off of that, the other white Lisbon ones. Now I have found that with these plastic packets, they do tend to stick to the sides. So just over there, just flip the packet and they'll come out. So we'll stick them in here as well. That. And that's it. Get rid of the weed. And we'll just cover them over. So and that's the salads in. So hopefully we'll get them all come up around the sort of same time, and can you start enjoying nice bowls of salad, perhaps with some pasta, maybe homemade pesto from the basil that I've grown. See you next time. Oh, and don't forget to take care. Forgot to put that bit in.